All right, welcome back, guys, for another video this week. This is was a long time coming. I started taking the lawn care serious last May. It's been a year, and I developed this thing just specific to my yard because of the image and the zones and all that stuff. But this is what I made. I in these tabs I gathered what I use normally, and then put the information in one place when I do any kind of application. Uh, let's go with the fertilizers. Well, before that, this is the latest edition, which I already made a video about it, injecting supplements through the sprinkler system. And I had to call what I had easy zones, whatever, and then sprinkler zone, and they are different. Rule of thumb is you divide, these, sections logically and as close to the whole numbers as possible. This was like 2,900 square feet. It ends with the house on this side and it covers everything. I have a little patch here, grass kind of in here, counted as in here. And then this one, we have a pathway, so whatever left on this side of the pathway, besides this one, is zone 2. Same thing, and there's the house sticks out here, so that whole line here all the way to the pathway is the 3rd, and this side all the way to the front level with the house on this side is 5, and whatever left over is 4. Simple, easy to visualize when going over with stuff. If I'm not doing the whole yard, it's easier to keep track where I'm at and all that stuff. But when it comes to using the sprinkler to do supplements and such, that changes because the sprinkler system is set up in a different way. So yeah, and it's laid out that way. And turns out this one and this one, I think it's like this actually, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So let's see. Anyway, so there's that, and you can select all zones, one zone, like what you're gonna apply. Let's say just Milorganite, right? We know one bag is 32 pounds and it contains this much nitrogen. So general rule of thumb, you want to put 7.7 pounds of fast release at most, but it's just, yeah, okay, so let's say for that, and then if I want to put that, and for all zones, usually when you you don't fertilize just a single zone, so you can just do a calculation. So it says 3.75 bags, or if you go with the bag rate, 4.25, which is, I guess it's 7.8. Yeah, but it's 4. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I should put another one in here, 0.75 or whatever. But anyway, so you can select. I can, this is my stuff, but it makes it easier. I can select different things, and let's say that one bag of that is for 10,000. Guess what? I mean, I got 10,500, but it's close enough. It rounds up. One bag of this will be fine. and it will put this much nitrogen, this much phosphorus, this much potassium. So yeah, the difference is because I have 500 square feet more than what the bag covers. Anyway, so that's the fertilizer. It just makes it easier. It shows, you know, some this lawn care nut, lawn care nut LCN is one of the good guys. I like watching the YouTube. You should watch him too if you're interested in yards. He's pretty good. His stuff, the manufacturers he got, you know, deal with, they do make good products. Uh, so you know they report the micronutrients and macronutrients and all that stuff. You can see there's a difference in these, and if you're lacking in any of those, then you know it's something to consider. So similar for the herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides, but then the target. What are you targeting? And the information in there is much more, you know, comprehensive than fertilizers. For fertilizer, at most you get the micronutrients, and that's it. So, but the herbicides and pesticides in general, they you do it for a purpose to either specific or like a you are if it's a pre-emergent, like let's say a herbicide, you want to target certain, you know, species. So, and how much to use, you know, this is all from the uh, what you call this guy, long care nut. Um, yeah, this is a long care nut guy, and it's in general for this prodiamine and whatever. Anyway, I'm getting clutter minded. So yeah, different species, you know, different products for work for different. Um, but since this is for San Agustin grass, I only get the information for San Agustin. There's no point in putting Bermuda or Zoysia or whatever information in here because I don't have those. So anyway, so it says what it is, what active ingredients it has, and what the target species are. And again, you can use the you know, it says 5.2 to 8.6 ounce per gallon. Um, this wording in here doesn't make sense, but you put 5.2 in here and you want to put 1 gallon, and you can select your zones, whatever, and it's gonna spit out whatever you should be using. So anyway, so same thing for insecticides. These are the ones that I use. The Bifen is a really good product. Uh, it's Bifentrin. It's pretty good. It's this is IT. There's a XT, which is double the concentrate almost, or double the percentage almost, which is used for termite. So it's pretty good stuff. Um, and then for the grubs and stuff, I use the GrubX from Scott's and the Spectracide. This is cheap and good for just overall. And as you can see, there are different rates for different um, targets. Um, but hey, 2 pounds, one bag. If I use it for 10,000 square feet, it's 20 pounds. So 2 pounds per square feet, and yeah, it's 10,000. So it's the maximum dose, and you know, it's nice. So in this one, because this is a granular, you can do. There's no sprayer mix, so I would say 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet, all zones, 21 pounds, because I got 500 square feet, but yeah, one bag will cover. So yeah, similar, same, basically same thing as a ready to use. You just don't calculate anything, you just uh, ready to spray. Propiconazole for fungicide, these are. There's a Scott disease, azoxystrobin. This is good stuff too, but expensive. I think there's all of these are easily accessible. It's nothing fancy about these. There are fancy commercial-like products. You use very little of it, but it's very expensive, compared to these. I mean, look at this Spectracide. I mean, this is $12. You can get, you know, this Grub X is $50. This is even expensive. This is a single bag, actually. Well, 5,000 square feet bag, but just the information or whatever I use. You'll see in the applications when I show. It's just, yeah, I use 2 bags of this. But there's also one bag, 10,000 square feet bag. That's actually what I use, just one bag, one big bag. But when it's easy. I still don't have standardization like this Scott's Bonus X. It's 10,000 square feet. This also has 5,000 square feet one, but I just happen to use the full one. And this one I should probably make this as the big one, and you just use one bag while I'm doing the application, record it that way. But it doesn't matter. So so at the end, I recently added the supplement stuff. I have this humic acid powder thing. You just put 8 ounce by weight to 1 gallon of water. That becomes concentrate, and then you use 2 to 4 ounce to soil drench, along with mix 2 to 4 ounce of that liquid concentrate you made with 1 gallon, and it's for per 1,000 square feet. If you just want to do foliar, whatever, yeah, I just you can't hurt anything with this. And I kind of put my own 2 cents in there too, since I have this much yard, 10,500 square feet. I basically mix 2.625 ounce by weight to 42 ounce of water, and then just that's enough for the whole yard at one time, doing it one time. So I don't have to do a concentrate 1 gallon, which is 128 ounces, and I'm just going to use 42. The rest 80 or 70 something, yeah, 86 ounces will just stay until I use it again. That's just, why not just mix it fresh? It's just easy. Put this into that. Anyway, but the whole idea, I did this, do the supplements, and I only have 2 so far. And the other is kelp. Again, these supplements, I pick the ones that you can't hurt anything with. They don't have, since I'm going to be using a sprinkler system to deliver these, I don't want any pesticides or like dyeing things, like staining things, not dyeing or staining things, like like iron or so. So excuse me. Yeah. And I did not put much effort on calculations. I just put, like my usage hands in here, and then for this one, yeah, just use 2 ounce for 10,000, so 1,000 square feet, blah blah. For the whole yard, use 21 ounce. and this is 1 gallon container. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of, I can do like 6 applications of this per gallon, and it's like $30. Not bad. Kelp, seaweed. It's kind of weed grows in the Atlantic Ocean. They introduced into California or whatever, but these are apparently, you know how business is, all the, it's like plant matter, like all these drugs, not all of it, but most of those drugs, like aspirin, yeah, it's a bark. That's how it was discovered. So nature usually gives, you know, gives help in figuring things out in our lives. And apparently, somebody figured out the seaweed is just freaking awesome. It has all kinds of nutrients and hormones and chelated or whatever, ready to be used stuff. When they liquefy it and sell it. This thing, kelp or whatever seaweed, it's used in pharmaceuticals and like human food and this and that. I mean, I looked up recently, it's like $12 billion industry, so it's good stuff, and it's good for the yard or plants. So why not use it? Okay, my goal is, I may have mentioned, we're in Florida. The soil is sand. Sand is tiny glass beads, and it doesn't have much of a, besides anchoring the plants on the ground. It doesn't have, it doesn't hold nutrients. It doesn't do anything else really. So of course the contra, I may have mentioned this. I spoke about this to some people, but uh, here goes the speech. Yeah. Okay. When houses are built, contractors, they try to go the cheapest route. That's how they try to make money. I mean, I really don't appreciate it, but we did not have this house built. We bought it pretty new, like a couple years old. Um, so of course they cheaped out the contractor. They bring dirt or whatever filler material for the yard, because underneath is just sand. So when they bring stuff, what's the cheapest stuff? Like mostly sand, because that's what's available. They're not gonna put premium, I don't know, compost or something. No, just slightly better than what we have already. And then on top of that, they put the sod, which comes from the sod farm. Nice soil, everything. They put it on, it grows. That sod soil has good bacteria, has good, soil. But over the time, in several years, those, you know, organic stuff in that sod soil, it goes away, gets consumed by the bacteria, and, it goes away. What you have left is that crappy building, whatever the leveling, you know, material, soil, or whatever they brought. And often below that is the crappier, just sand. So that's where, you can only, you have to have good soil. You can't, if you don't have good soil, you're just playing a losing game. Because you can't, yeah, of course I can do, just keep, synthetic stuff, just throw it out there, and then that's exactly what they need, grass. In fact, I mean, all these, excuse me. Oh, oh man, these trees are killing me. Anyway, so can we just live with, like, in the movies, space, early space movies, you got little bit, you know, weird looking, like in the Matrix movie. They were eating that whatever white soup looking thing. It contains everything your body needs, right? No, I mean, it's, yeah, of course you can live off of that, but that's synthetic. Like, you don't, like, eating something that has that whatever apple has in it is not as same as eating an apple. Anyway, so the point is having a good soil is what grass needs because it makes things more natural. You're not synthetically growing that thing. Like, for instance, that, lettuce that, you know, they grow it on water. They're floating in some kind of styrofoam thing and liquid with the nitrogen or all kinds of nutrients flowing underneath. The roots are picking it up. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's working, but it's not in soil, not common. It's more commercial thing. This is natural. We're on the ground. Soil should be soil, not freaking sand. So that's why I started composting to add some organic material, and then that's why I'm using these supplements to make the soil as more soil-like than this sandy crap that we have. And that's the whole goal. Just make things, make the grass as thick as possible, sustain itself, um, be very thick, roots go down, lots of, you know, adequate amounts of organic stuff in the soil so that the, microbes and all that stuff, beneficial fungi or fungi, whatever, it's just like it sustains itself. It's the what it's supposed to be. You go into the forest, that's what it is. That's the natural, like, yeah, yeah. The lettuce don't grow on water in nature. That's what we do it to commercialize things, so we can, you know, control everything. No, it's just nature, man. Just humic acid. Like, it doesn't have sandy soil doesn't have any of this stuff. It's just beads of glass, just in a small scale. It's really not conducive to any, plant life, really. I mean, it's, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so um, I will have a video coming out for the sprinkler injector thing. I did an introduction explaining what it is video, and I published yesterday, I think. And I will actually shoot it. I won't do it today, probably, because I'll show you. Well, let's show you application. You'll see what I'm gonna apply, this sea kelp thing, and then when I'm doing it, I can probably make a short video showing the actual thing. So let's look at the application. So this is the newest edition. It shows in the green. It shows what the dates, and then what was done that date, and then when you click the things, and shows you what was for that selected date total, and then when you click the actual application, it tells you what it is, how much I use, what zones, easy zones, everything. Easy zones have 5 and sprinkler has 6, so yeah, asterisks, and because it's easy zone, basically all easy zone. It's not a spot treatment. Fertilizer, just do it for the whole yard. Why just do it on one part, right? So, and I, off and on, every, weekdays when I go out there to smoke or something, I just grab the, you know, stuff and then just walk around the yard, and if I see something, I'll just spray it. I think I'm doing it too frequently. I shouldn't be doing this, but I mean, I don't have too much weeds. I have weeds. Everybody has weeds. If they if they tell you they don't, they're just bullshitting you or not showing it to you. So weeds everywhere. It comes from the bird poop, someone else mowing the yard with their equipment, fungus. Yep, and yeah, it's just fact of life. You know, you can cut your grass so short and say I don't have weeds, but just let that thing grow a little bit, a couple inches, and let's see what you got. That's all. Snake oil people. That's why I use this lawn care nut guy product, because a couple others, they just straight up snake oil merchants. Man, I hate those car salesmen, pushy people. I don't have anything against car salesmen. They're fine. They gotta, you know, make a living, right? But I just don't hate the idea of doing that. So anyway, so green is what's in the past. In fact, yesterday, today's 16th, I believe, I applied these and I put the grub eggs, so I'm good with the grubs for this year, hopefully. And I use, yeah, like I said earlier, this one is referencing a 5,000 square feet bag, so I put 2 bags. And 1 bag of this is referencing a big bag that covers 10,000 square feet. So I still have not standardized thing, but anyway, I applied this, and you can see this one. What the heck is? Oh yeah, I did this by hand. Yes, easy. And 421, and then I did just the fifth zone easy. Well, sprinkler. Well, let's show the sprinkler. I can't access it that way. Okay, so that one, just the fifth one, because our sprinkler things, all that stuff is right here. And of course, I'm not going to turn this zone on. I'm not an idiot. I can't see anything else, so I just turned this one on, which is the fifth. So I was just doing some testing and just putting a little bit to see if the sprinklers coming out, going over there and grabbing a handful of the water coming out of the sprinklers, and then look at the color. And of course, I was able to see it's a little bit brownish because this humic acid, the concentrate I put in there, is just dark, concentrated black. I mean, it gets into your hands. At least my hands. I'm sure everybody else's too. It eats away, not eats away, but it stains your dead skin. So, and it's in fact, when did I do this? 8/20, 5/08. Yeah, it's been 8 days. I still have, um, crack in my screen, skin. I still have black spots, even though I use pumice, soap, and then pumice stone, clean it regularly. Yeah, it's nasty. Not bad, but it just looks bad. So anyway, but last week, um, I was finished with the sprinkler system injection stuff. So I did 4 ounce per 1,000 square feet for the whole thing last week, and it was very good. It went out without a hitch. Everything was fine. And after experiencing that, I was looking for this kelp stuff, like the LCN guy. Yeah, he has the RGS or whatever, root growth stimulant. It has kelp, it has humic acid and all that stuff. But I think it's a bit gritty. The one that the kelp I have, it's very liquid. It's not gritty at all. So I may try the LCN's stuff, but I'm gonna go with this next week, 22nd. So that would be week from yesterday. Yeah, Saturday. And other plans, what's okay. So this one, year to date, to today, what I have. and the other one total plant. So what I put in here all the way, this one and 9/11 that I'm projecting that I'm going to be using. Uh, well, the August ones may not happen because I don't think we'll be here in August. So, oh well, I'll figure something out. But, these are all included in this calculation. And this looks kind of big, but that's the thing. You have low performance, like a low maintenance, medium, and high maintenance grass. I'm trying to go for high maintenance, like push a lot the growth to get it thick and healthy and all that stuff. So I'm using more, especially this year. My plan to get things thicker, create a better soil underneath, and then I can lower things down, let the soil and the plant and the germs or whatever, the bacteria and the fungi, beneficial ones, handle things. So so basically I wouldn't have just glass beads freaking medium. So anyway, so I also have soil test, and um this is soil test for this year, and then I actually have, I put some of the last year. I don't care to remember what I did. I could actually, but and I put the first year because just and a dummy thing in here, um, so I can have access to the soil test because this numbers, years are populated based on the applications. So if I don't have any application in 2016, there won't be any soil test. I won't be able to get this because this logic behind this looks at this date, and this date only shows up if there's an application. So anyway, I'm gonna control click that so I just only get the summary. Otherwise it shows my address and all that stuff, and I guess not kind of nice to show your address to everybody in the world. Anyway, so this was the first one, first year. The phosphorus, potassium, magnesium is kind of low, and in 5 years the reporting changed because people working for University of Florida, I guess they got to do things too, make things different. I mean, that's what we do at work, keep adding things and make things more. I think I like this. I can always make mine, yeah, generate this stuff on my own, whatever. But yeah, anyway, so comparatively, yeah, in 5 years I increased the pH, and I'm thinking this is all these effects are mostly done in the last year because I start taking everything seriously because we had a son, and then I didn't want to spray anything until he was like 2, 3 years old. So because he's gonna be rolling in the grass, maybe putting things in his mouth, you know. Now he doesn't, so I can. So that's what I'm saying. I started a hill before this, couple months and months anyway. So it's okay now. It was okay since last year. So I started doing stuff, and I'm thinking this change in pH happened within the last year. And this funny thing, there was low pH, and there was this liming requirement, which I don't put in here. This is a summary. They say that 14 pounds for 10,000, 14 pounds for 1,000 square feet lime. And I did that, and I did it for both, not just this one. I don't know why. This was already higher than optimum. I think that may also like have something to do with it. And I did it in 2017, so the next year, next season after this report. It could be due to that, maybe not. I don't know. So Yeah, but if you look at the values, whatever I did within the last year, I'm assuming these results are. Yeah, I mean, it's medium. It will be, I think those are medium high. So they will be right here. So magnesium is actually high, but whatever. It doesn't have too bad of a result. Copper toxicity is important. And again, this is summary. I'm not showing, but if this goes to 5, if this goes above 5, then it's a problem. And then sulfur, uh, I mean, from the explanation I had, these are okay values. Nothing wrong with that. And I did not find much of information having this high being bad. That's front, and back is very similar, like 32, 40, 32, 49, 47. And this is low, little low in magnesium, but it's still high. The thing is, the high level is 50. So anyway, and the micronutrients that they are able to report now that they didn't, besides calcium and magnesium, well, that's macro anyway. But so pH is raised on this one, and that's funny thing, 6.2 to 6.6.4, 6.6 plus 0.4, 7. So it may be that lime I throw in, and everything else since then I've done was kind of evened out, to whatever value it was, 7 or so. I'm thinking that lime, I'm not sure, and that's just my speculation. So, but 7 is not bad, and I just put that fast release, 90% fast release bonus S from Scott, which is just, it smelled like piss. So it's it's yeah, it's gonna be acidic, so it will kind of drop this down temporarily, apparently, hopefully. That, but it doesn't really matter. That's optimum now. That's kind of okay, but the micronutrients are all fine, and macro nutrients are fine. Um, so they said, based on this, both of okay, forget about 2016 for going forward. Um, the recommendation was of the for this report was kind of generic. Oh, look at the fertilizer requirements, blah blah. So there's nothing wrong. And then they mentioned the sulfur. If it's less than 6 ppm, then you would benefit from uh, adding sulfur, but it is not 9.3 and 8.9. So they didn't really have anything to say bad about the soil I have as it is. So I'm thinking it's a positive thing, um, and their recommendation was 3, 0.5, 1. That's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in pounds per 1,000 square feet for the whole year. So the only thing I take serious for that is the phosphorus, because phosphorus kind of stays in the soil, uh, and it may leach and all that stuff. So, and we're next to the water, so I'm taking their advice on the phosphorus, but I'm pushing nitrogen and potassium to make things thicker and grow, especially with the kelp stuff. Hopefully it will have the hormones. So that's the goal, because if you're not gonna burn it, sky's the limit basically, unless you may waste nitrogen. But if your lawn can take it, that growth, and you're willing to freaking mow every other day or whatever, not every other day, but every 4 days, which is what's gonna happen, especially next week. I just mowed Saturday, but this is fast release, so I'm expecting to mow either Wednesday evening or Thursday daytime, sometime lunchtime or something, because there will be growth, which is fine. It's not just going up, it's going sideways too with the stolons. That's how the San Augustine propagates, fills up, kind of like Bermuda, but 10 times slower. Oh man, this grass sucks. Anyway, but I'm trying to make a better, soil so it would at least thrive so a little bit. So this is pretty much it. Uh, Knowing the whatever the software engineering thing and all that stuff, and knowing what I want, I can just make my own stuff to help me instead of digging through the freaking labels of all this crap, to remember and then all that stuff. And I mean, yeah, I remember certain things like Bifen. I put 1 ounce, yeah, 1 ounce per 1,000 square feet. That's what I use, the highest. And I don't do it as much, but it's round numbers. I remember. But you buy a new product and then similar to something else, like especially in this insects, the herbicides. I always confuse this sedge ender and sedge hammer with them. One is like, and this one too. For some reason, I use one time the sedge ender is for this. My type of grass is 4 ounce. This one is 5.2 to 8.6, and I confused those two, and I used this 6 ounce, and didn't hurt anything as far as I can tell. But that was just off the top of my head. I got other things to worry about. So have something central location like this. It can hold my applications. It can show my soil tests. I can make a decision. I can take, I don't know. Well, let's take this double dark and then just delete it. Look at these numbers. Yeah, delete it. Double dark. 626. Okay, one bag. Boom, it just drops it. It was nitrogen only, so it only drops this one. And it drops year to date because I deleted something that wasn't, was in the future. So I'll just add a new application, and it's just, I right click on that one so it copies this one. So this one I'm going to, it's granular, so I'm going to use the easy zone and use, and for spring, I detect this is a fertilizer, and I know that I won't be doing a partial, so it just picks all the zones and takes them off. So so you can change it. And one bag, well, it should only have this option, but yeah, it's good. I know what I'm doing and I'm using it, so it doesn't have to be that smart to take this off after figuring out this is granular. So I don't care. So I add that back in there. Boom, it's back to 4.54. It's in the correct place. It's all alphabetical. B comes before L, M comes before T. So yeah, just planned out for the next, I read the University of Florida paper that it was saying for high maintenance you can use higher, like if you're gonna mow and frequently and provide adequate water and such, you can use more, and that's what I'm going for. Because from the soil test, I was recommended 3.51. I'm going crazy with this one because potassium, as this lawn care nut guy says, this is above, this is below, like foliage and you know, greening, growth, whatever, nitrogen. Phosphorus below, roots development and all that stuff, and the potassium is all around. So, and having too much potassium, I'm not growing something to eat or whatever, so it's not really, doesn't really make any difference to me. So, and since it's all around good nutrient, why not use more? And the combination things that I use, which kind of adds up. I tried many things, you know, as you can see, I can just add and delete stuff and see the effects of it over the, you know, overall for the year. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this one. I mean, it's plus I'll probably, you know, month of August we won't be here, so I think I'm gonna miss a couple things. Anyway, so this may not be the final, but in fact, I'm planning on splitting a bag of that stress blend. Yeah. Anyway, so I hope you like this. You know, if you have uh, the experience in programming and all that stuff, just I would highly recommend making something like this, like a digital notebook, and then keeps track of your everything. And you know, if you're serious about this, I'm serious about a lot of things, so uh, I'd like to, you know, apply myself on making things easier. Not because I'm, you know, I would have the luxury to be lazy and not remember anything. It's just, it's nice to have nice utilities and such, and things with calculus for you, and see what's ahead and what it can be used for and all that stuff. So, especially the sprinkler, I'm very excited about being able to do this. I've done it already with the um, humic acid last week, so it was really nice. It would have taken me, you know, I would have used the easy thing, whatever. I would fill 3,000, right? And it's I use 4 ounce per gallon. So I would 3 gallons and I put 12 ounce. And then walk this thing like an idiot. Well, not an idiot. I mean, that's people do, but why do that when you don't have to, right? Just my sprinkler stuff is right here. Just that system I talked about in the other video. Put the concentrate, turn the sprinkler zone on. Boom, you got all this. Now it's sprinkler zone, 2,500 square feet, but yeah, it's 10 ounces basically for just spray it, you know, certain amount, and then mostly like three, you know, the liquid, whatever concentrate, and then the mixed whole thing would last 3/4 of the you know, the runtime of the zone, and the last quarter of the runtime it basically flushes the system. Um, yeah, I just, that's why I have the flow meter and all that stuff in there, and to kind of make sure you know, there is a room at the back end of the runtime to run just water to flush it out. You never know, you know, some things maybe, you know, I think all the sprinkler parts are brass or stainless steel, but why put extra stress? I mean, you know, so anyway, it's been fun, and I thought about, I'll mention that, well, I'll probably talk about it in the next, you know, the video about the what you call you know, the fertigation or whatever, fertilizer injection or supplement injection system for the sprinkler. I'll talk about it in that. I thought about making a system that is automated. Most, for the most part, I put all the, you know, the concentrates per zone in relative whatever containers, or build a little pump system and the flow meter, and just it automatically adds that to that chamber, the mixing tank, after it recognizes a sprinkler zone is turned on, you know. But I mean, it's not that much really. You just go in there and open that thing up, put that thing in and close it, and then turn a couple valves and activate the zone, and just wait till it's finished and do it for the next zone. It's really still not that much a problem. The problem is the grass itself. I sit there, you will see in the next video, while I was doing these tests, and while the spraying last week, in order to put that concentrate in there, I was sitting on the grass next to this system. Oh my God, that grass already is kind of browning. It's this San Augustine, unbelievable. Anyway, so, well, I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. This is, you don't have to do this. You can just have a notebook like this long hair nut guy. He has a notebook. But the important thing is to have this property map. If you're doing this yourself, in order to do a good job and what's what, you just go to a website. There's, Google it. There's a website for calculating from the map, just calculate the areas, just make a polygon for the area you want to calculate, and it gives you the square footage. Just at least have that, write it down, or take a picture of your house along with that. This lawn care nut guy, he does it. It's effective. I mean, you know what you're doing. Like, if I'm gonna do this easy zone thing, and I'm gonna use 1,000, 1 ounce per 1,000 square feet. Guess what? Per gallon, I'm gonna use 3 ounces with 3 gallon mixed and spray right here. That gives you exactly, provided that you sprayed it evenly, not just stand in one place for 10 minutes. Yeah, that's what you're gonna deliver on that thing. So having the map when you're doing this insecticide thing by hand, with the recommended stuff, it helps. You don't have to have this fancy, this is not even fancy, just put it together, whatever. But you kind of need to, if you're doing this stuff by yourself, you kind of need to know what you're doing. And having a utility like this, or like I say, a notebook with your notes, it just helps you a lot, because no one can remember everything. And in some cases, if you remember it wrong, you may harm the lawn, or waste things, or I don't know, have some undesirable result. So this is the whole purpose of this. As I add things to this may be the one and only program video for this, but I'm looking at this multiple times a day when I have, breaks or whatever from work, just to plan things out and switch applications and see which one would fit better and all that stuff. And having to do that and do all the calculations manually, it would be a long break. So this saves me time. As everything else I'm trying to do, the sprinkler thing, it saves me time. I don't have to walk around. It saves me time. I don't have to calculate things by hand, however simple it may be. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this, and just take care of your lawn. It's gives you joy. It gives me joy. So that's what it's all about, writing this stuff. Anyway, you guys have a good one and good weekend. Bye bye.